Now, the biggest trend with the greatest immediate impact on communication is the shift to mobile. Global mobile traffic currently represents 17.4% of all internet traffic and is rapidly increasing this in return, and has forced PR companies to move from more traditional tactics in favor of smarter approaches. Well, for more, we are joined by Yomi Badejo-Okusanya, MD of CMC Connect. Yomi, thanks for your time. I think before we start talking about your role at CMC, let's backtrack a bit and talk about the APRA conference that had taken place. You do understand that it is now over, but what was the main reason behind that, and what did your key stakeholders take away from this?
Well, the conference ended earlier on today, and the theme of the conference is Advancing Africa. And the reason why we chose that theme is Africa is moving forward, and also we must all come together to see how we can advance the purpose of Africa even still. We believe that communication has a major role to play in this, especially when we talk about the image of Africa. And that is why we have put this together, and that is why the theme has come together, and that is why we've held this conference, which is the 26th edition of the All Africa Public Relations Conference.
Does this, Yomi, does this have anything to do with the campaign Africa that you have also put forward?
Yes, one of the things that we've done, we've had discussions with the African Union, and we had His Excellency, the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Justus Moencha. He was the one who declared the conference open, and we've gone into partnership with the African Union Commission to come up with an initiative known as Campaign Africa. Campaign Africa is a multi-dimensional initiative, as I said, and it's targeted towards promoting positive image for Africa. You will agree with me that most of image of Africa presently is negative. We tend to put forward the bad things that are happening in Africa. Africa is not all about bad news. There are many wonderful things that are happening in Africa, and we think that we should work on that, and we should create a balance, a more real impression of what is happening in Africa.
Yomi, what are the current trends rather at the moment when it comes to the PR management and managing the perceptions that people have about Africa? What are the trends that are currently coming up, and how big a role does social media and innovation in mobile technology play?
Well, let me take your last question, the last part of your question first. Mobile penetration it's growing fastest in Africa because, of course, the infrastructure is not there. So we have a situation whereby a lot of our internet connection is through mobile, and so through what we call handheld. And so there's a lot of shift from traditional media to social media. And the instantness of mobile is causing a paradigm shift in the way communication is being disseminated and received. So it is very important, and we discussed it at our conference, that we can leverage on the trends of social media to see how we can use that to sell positive Africa.
Yomi, so how exactly will this work? Let's talk about the partners that were at this conference. So you have a task in order to reshape how people see Africa. Would you then be sending positive messages or positive tasks or positive things that have taken place on the African continent about Africa? Is that how it would play out?
Yes, it is. We've come out of this conference and set up various work groups, and some of them are regional, some of them are looking at other aspects of communication, and together we expect that by the time we meet in Lomé, Togo next year, which is our next annual conference, we would have put into action certain things that have decisions that we're taking at this conference. One of the such decisions is to have also a PR network Africa. which is a body of consultants across Africa that would work towards making sure that we drive this positive image for Africa. Also, it was agreed that on the as a side event of the next West African World Economic Forum, I beg your pardon, World Economic Forum Africa, that APRA, in conjunction with the AUC, will hold an event focused on the image of Africa and what we need to do. We decided that because we believe that the key decision makers will be at that forum, and it's a good platform for us to get our message across.
Yomi, we're also seeing a lot of PR companies setting up shop in different or various parts of the African continent. Does this at all create an uneven playing field? And do these foreign PR companies that come into the different elements or different areas in the African continent understand how to penetrate on the ground, or do they really understand what it's like at grass level?
Well, it is true that a lot of what you call the multi-foreign PR companies, the networks, that's what they're called, are opening shop in Africa, or they're strengthening their practice in Africa, but they're doing that through affiliation with existing organizations. Yes, in a few markets they've set up and they own the business wholly, but we cannot do much against that, because in itself, what we're practicing is a free market of sort. What we must do, what APRA has decided to do, is to help our own homegrown PR consultancies. And that is why we have come up with the initiative also known as PR Network Africa. The essence of this is to have a homegrown PR network, so that if I do have business in Nigeria, I can also call on my partner, be in South Africa, be in Mauritius, be it in Nairobi, be it in Cairo, wherever. So that the homegrown consultancies can also have the advantage that the international PR networks offer to clients. You will agree with me that if you take a business, perhaps like an Accenture or any of the multinationals, Unilever, the tendency is for them to give one person the business, and that person spreads it across the network.